All right, so now I'm kind of up around the fireplace in the middle of the house, and it's kind of framed a little odd where the fireplace is on a 45-degree bias to the rest of the framing. But all this looks pretty good. The one kind of concern I have here is you do have a lot of moisture under here, so it's pretty muddy and wet right down the middle there. There is a good bit of microbial growth on the joist as well. This would be a good candidate for an encapsulation if you wanted to go that far. But if we're just looking for structural, I think we can fix that with just a few supports. All right, this is the inside of that column that's kind of compromised. It kind of got it dry stacked back together. What we would do here to give it some support is we would put a support right here over on this side, right there about where that laser's at, under that beam, and then one right in here. And we put a 6x6 right along the inside here, and we would put 2 more supports either side of it. That would give it the additional support it needs to just guarantee that it's stable, and that's the easiest, quickest, cheapest way to do it. On this particular beam right here, it's a old heavy beam that goes kind of down the middle. It has some support added right down there. I'm going to go look at that and see what that is. But I'm going to zoom in on it. It's had some old termite damage right in that area, and as it goes down you can see some compromised wood in some of these areas from old termite damage. So that may be a future repair that needs to be done somewhere down the line. Doesn't look like anything is active. And I'm going to go down there and see what that new wood is. That's kind of making me want to know what's going on. I'm crawling over there to that spot. There's a pool of water standing right here. This is all really wet and muddy. You know, that's why we're having some of this growth, microbial growth that we're seeing on the joist. That's a really good candidate for a future encapsulation. So now that I'm over here, this is kind of a bathroom about halfway down the middle of the house. On the right side of the house, if you're standing in front of it, and you see how this beam is wrapped. This is a solid beam here. And you see there's another little wrap on it right down there. Well, what's happened is it's been cut and replaced there, probably because of the termite damage. And you can tell that they don't line up just perfectly because the new timber is not the same dimensions. So it was just kind of wrapped there, probably to cover that up. So what we need to do, since we have a joint here and there, is we need some structural support underneath that. We can't have a joint in a major beam like that right out in the middle. So we need 2 supports on that, and I'll add those into the quote, along with those other 2 structural supports on the front. And you can tell this whole section is kind of sagging down. This is around the bathroom, and it's doing that because this main beam has been broken. So we need to get 2 supports on this main beam, but in order to stabilize this out, if we're going to try to flatten it, we would want 1-2 supports here and a girder across that way, and then down there 1-2 supports and a girder. So it's probably better to go ahead and put 4 supports in here, 1 over there, 1 over here, with a 6x6 across to stabilize this whole area that has sagged because of this repair. This repair was probably made because of termite damage, and they left the best piece that they could down there, and they just kind of scabbed in this middle piece. But since it has 2 joints here with nothing giving it surface support to the ground, that's inadequate. Notice there's a piece of duct over there that's loose. So some duct work's gonna have to be worked on. And also, there's like, in this pipe, there's like a weird, it's not attached properly. They got like a bucket in the line, so it's not, may not be draining properly. It needs to be attached for the drain pipe for plumbing. Soaking wet back here on this back corner. where you come in, like if you look at this ductwork, you can see a water line on it. So like there probably does need to be some either French drainage put in, or maybe this ductwork needs to be attached up to the joist and got off the ground. The last thing I do is right here where this support is cut. It used to be a toilet or plumbing there or something. I'd put a support to catch this side that doesn't have any support. That's so close to the outer wall. It's got another beam right next to it that this is the only one that really needs anything to carry it. Because it probably, well, that's going to be the toilet. That may, I don't know what that drain is, but it's probably got some load on it, and it needs a support underneath it.